right. Welcome to another episode of Conversing with the Griffins. Tanya, my brother Josh, our youngest brother Ryan. And so I'm going to kick off the third oldest, of course. I'm going to kick off with this quote that says, "Families are like fudge, mostly sweet with a few nuts." Les Dawson. That quote is by Les Dawson. And
mainly
that's how I feel about this family right here. You know, mostly sweet, but we got a few nuts up in here.
More nutty.
So what we're gonna do this time is we're actually going to pick a topic. None of us know exactly what topic it's gonna be. I'm gonna kind of shake this up and draw. So it says, the dumbest thing you've ever done. That's our topic for this episode. It's the dumbest thing you've ever done. Who would like to start?
Ryan.
I don't feel like I have.
No, you can't. Being born. Something else.
No, you can't. You can't.
I feel like I have like embarrassing stories. I don't know if like the dumbest thing I've done.
Ryan is being bashful because his best is yet to come. Keep it simple.
I can only think of like being sloppy with some of the stuff that I did, like sneaking around, like when I think mom and dad bought me like the portable DVD player. And then I was like sneaking into like dad's room and Josh's room and like getting DVDs and watching them when I was supposed to go to sleep. But then I would forget to put them back. So when mom came in the room, I had like a bunch of just random DVDs like R-rated, just all over. I would put dad's back because dad is very particular, but I would always forget to put Josh.
Yeah.
Dad would know.
Listen, he will make you sign out. Like he had a sign in and a sign out sheet.
And
time, title of movie.
When you slide it in, it has to be exactly the way it was when it was originally there, or he would know.
Seriously. Like it literally, the title has to be, you know, you got to put the whole machine, because like the DVDs was in the big CD case that he had. He had two of them.
One that's right.
Karate movies, and one was like just a regular one. And then Josh had one. And so when Josh would like go to work, I would go in his room and then like get the DVDs.
You just hearing about this?
Well, I mean, Ryan is Ryan,
right? Ryan is Ryan.
I mean, when it came out, it was just kind of like, how else am I gonna get it? Because I'm not gonna get it while like Josh wasn't gonna give it to me. So I was like, well, I'll just go when he's at work. So he would leave his room and I would like go. He started locking his room though, so I had to learn how to pick a lock. Literally, he started locking the door to his room. I think after the first time I had trouble, started like pick the lock and then like lock it back and stuff. Like
I feel like I didn't really care, honestly. I think it was more of mother saying, you know, she didn't want you experiencing these things, and I'm like, you know, well, you know, handle it. You know, like I don't. It doesn't have to do with me.
Handle it.
That's the issue, and if he's still experiencing it, you're not handling it. So I don't really know. In either scenario, how I'm involved.
Yeah, I think that's how it was. And then I know after that, I would get mad because when they would punish me, like mom and dad aren't tech savvy. The only one who's really tech savvy in this family is really Josh. So I would have all these random gaming devices and things that they wouldn't know about because they wouldn't think to ask. And this fool over here would be like, oh, don't forget to talk about the PSP.
How is that the dumbest thing you've done?
The dumbest thing I've done was just like leave the DVDs and be careless. Like I can think of embarrassing things. I can't really think of anything I would call like dumb, I would say. You see what I mean? Like I have the story about me like falling down the stairs and all those kind of crazy things of that nature. But as far as like what I would consider like dumb, I feel like dumb is just like, yeah, I don't really think.
Maybe you should define dumb, Tanya. Are you saying dumb embarrassing? Or are you talking just like what do you mean when you say dumb?
Like
Yeah.
dumb. Like in other words, like, oh, I can't believe I did that. That was dumb. That was stupid.
Ryan, you wake up with that every day. Like, I mean, come on.
That joke. It's really not too much but see, the thing is, it's really not too much that I like regret, because half the time when I'm doing something, I've thought about it a long time before I act it out. So it's
If
kind of
it's
like,
everyone's reaction
Okay,
around you.
can I say a dumb thing that you did? Can I comment? Or
That'd be amazing. That's fine.
okay, how about sneaking out the house and leaving the sliding glass door unlocked so you can get back in, but the rest of your family like exposed, like someone could have easily just broke in and just like assassinated the whole family.
well, you got to realize I was in high school and I'm not really thinking about anything else.
But I'm saying
I
that was
still don't
dumb.
think that was dumb. I think that's just
How was that not dumb?
I had a great time. I'm not gonna lie. I had a great
Like,
time.
well, I enjoyed myself. I'm sorry if I came home and my whole family was there, but you know what I'm saying? I had a
I was
great
like,
time.
oh, I came back too early. Time to go back out.
You know, I think,
They're not done.
They're not done.
Yeah, I think I'm just saying, like, that was the time of my life. Like, you know, I was out, like, I was. I'm sorry, I was. So it's like I still wouldn't call that dumb. Like, I understand now. Okay, yeah, logically as a child, like, oh, like, you shouldn't have done that. But reality, if we go back, I would probably do it again. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we know you would do it again. I mean,
Probably do some different things.
Probably, I would change, rearrange some things to not get caught.
It'd be
I
very
think
awkward if you
scary-
you never got caught though. You didn't get caught.
No, I got caught.
Right.
Pause. I got caught one time.
How?
Dad.
How?
And I appealed to the Father and the Jesus in him not to say anything to Mother. I got caught with a girl in the bed.
Oh, I remember that.
That was crazy. You want to
I
talk about
remember that.
somebody who almost saw Jesus? Yeah, that was.
I
that
do
was
remember
that.
that.
That was crazy. I was like, yo, it was because I had a whole system. And then for whatever reason, everything just fell through in the system. Like, what? It was crazy.
I do remember that.
That was one of the scariest ones of my life. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
So
I remember that.
that dumb. I don't know if you want to go into that story, but it's still not like.
Okay, so let's change it from so maybe Josh, you have a dumb story?
Look at it.
And it's look, if that's the reason, it's not my fault. It's because of your third square at the bottom. So this is a direct result of that experience. No, the only thing I could think of, maybe like cutting my hair. I would say that would probably be the only scenarios.
Yes, let's talk about this.
I wish I was alive.
So Josh, go ahead and tell us the story.
All right, so as a growing young person, one's hair grows occasionally longer than one would like, and so what you do is you go to a barbershop and get those things taken care of. So I felt the time was nigh for me to go ahead and get my hair cut, and so I approached you guys' mother, and I told her. I said, look, it's getting kind of long. Can we just go ahead and get this thing cut? And I don't know if she said no or what. I forgot the framing or how it was. But I was like, it's probably not that hard. Let me see if I can take care of it. So I went downstairs and I think it was in Woodbridge. Well, I went downstairs and I had a pair of scissors and I said, let me just take a little bit off the top. So I cut, but if I cut at an angle, so let's just say this represents the length of hair, like on this side here, and this represents the clippers. I cut down into it because you're looking at a mirror trying to do this, and it doesn't really work out well. So I cut down in it, and the hair pretty much right here just kind of fell down on the floor, and it was like a patch in front. And I was like, well, clearly we didn't really think this through. I said, well, let me, I may have messed up or made some missteps here. So I went upstairs and I said, Mom, unfortunately, it didn't work out the way I had planned and everything. And she said, well, you're still gonna have to go to school. And I said, even in those times, school was brutal. You didn't want to slip up there and be labeled for the rest of your life. So I went back downstairs and collected the hair particles that I could, and I just placed it on top, and hoping for no gust of wind, breeze, whatever that would be problematic. And so I went on to school, and I was good until the last period, like the last class of the last day. I totally forgot. So there was no running on the playground or gym or anything like that. You had measured steps all day to make sure nothing got out of place. You didn't high five the guys, nothing. You stayed away from everyone. So anyway, the last class of the last day, of course, I'm sitting in the front row, and for some reason, my head is itching like crazy, and I totally forgot of my situation. And so I was like, what in the world? So I scratched, and then the hair fell on my desk in front of me, and I'm looking quickly to the sides to make sure that it is only I that notices this. And so I scooped it back up and I put it back on my head. And I had my hand, I was like, oh, the good yawn. And I asked if I could, use the facilities and go ahead and address it. So eventually I made it through the day without anyone being the wiser. And then my mother was able to work out me getting an actual haircut. I don't know if my dad ended up cutting it or what, but they actually ended up cutting it. So it was all good to go. That would have been fine, but I don't know if it was a year later. I thought I was a little more advanced, a little more professional, and avoiding the pitfalls that had happened the last time. And I was like, well, I think I got it this time. And so somehow, I don't know what happened. There was a hiccup, a bump, something. And so we kind of did the same thing.
I never knew you did it twice.
Yeah,
I figured this time would have been, different. It wasn't. I don't recall having to school on this one. I think they were able to handle it then. But I think at that point I realized that scissors was not the way.
Didn't they ban you from even using this?
I don't think so, because they were probably like, you do it again, you have to go to school. That's punishment in itself, right? So I didn't do it anymore with scissors. I ended up, of course, buying clippers, and I've been cutting my hair for years now, but with clippers, But
finally got it right.
Those are the two of the
oh my God.
instances that I can think about that may not have been the finest moments.
But wait a minute though. How about for your birthday?
You said the dumbest thing that I did. That was the dumbest thing that y'all did. It had nothing to do with me. That had nothing to do with that.
So for Josh's birthday, because Josh, he's always clowning every single person. Like everybody gets it with Josh. So we thought it was a great idea to reenact this moment with the Clippers for his birthday. So I was the director. I had actors, we rehearsed and everything like that. So we basically had a cookout in our yard. Everybody from church was over. And we
anything by ourselves.
What? What'd you say?
We do anything by ourselves.
Right. So we started getting into this moment of reenacting Josh cutting, that patch on his head. All I know is Josh was livid. He stormed out of his birthday party. I was like, cut. Dad had to go get him, go talk to him. We were just like, we all thought it was funny and he would get a kick out of it. No, he was livid. He was so mad. Oh, and look, Ryan never knew that story till what, like a couple months ago? I told him about that. He never knew that because he was like a baby.
I just died. Oh, I was
Well,
like,
he was
why
like
couldn't I have been older? Why could I, Jesus, why could I not have been older?
He died laughing when he heard that we
I think what would've
reenacted
been
it for
different
your
is
birthday.
I would have probably tested out my thoughts on Ryan's head. If he was older. I'm like, boy, get over here. Let me try this out.
Oh, like how I did on you when I permed your hair. Remember
You
I
know,
permed
Ryan?
your hair? Huh?
Permed hair?
I permed his hair in Georgia.
Ryan?
No, yours.
Me? I don't know.
Yeah, when we were in Georgia, because I wanted to like experiment, but I didn't want to do it on my own head. So I was like, Josh, come here. I was like, and Josh didn't want to. He was like, no. I said, no, but all the girls on base is gonna like you. They're gonna like you. And then he was like, oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I burned the crap out of his head.
The manipulation.
I don't remember any of that. A lot of things in Georgia I don't remember.
Josh was so traumatized.
A lot of things like that. That's just there's a gap over those years. We call
Oh
it.
man. Listen. Anyway, okay, let's see. The dumbest thing. Well, one I think I can think of a moment. This was in Georgia. I feel like a lot happened in Georgia. A dumb moment was I had these like dress shoes, these like brown like dress shoes that you kind of just slide into. That I used to wear to church. Well, sometimes I would wear them to go play outside, but they were kind of slippery and, you know, they weren't tennis shoes. They weren't really for playing outside. So one day, Josh and I went to the playground. There was a playground like across the street that we used to go to. And we were playing on the playground. And then all of a sudden, Josh like took off. I don't even remember what happened. I just know he took off like to run, go home. So I was trying to figure out what was going on or what was wrong. I was being nosy, like what's going on. So I decided to follow after him. Well, we had a neighbor across the street that had a pit bull, and he was so mean. They couldn't like get rid of him. They were trying to sell him, but he was like a really actually mean dog, and he was bred. Basically, he was for fighting. And so anyway, somehow, I don't know, the man, our neighbor, and he was a big guy, like a huge guy. Like I'm talking like close to 300 pounds, like huge guy. And he was outside in the yard and the dog wasn't on the leash. And so when Josh was running and I was running behind him, I saw Josh turn around. And then Josh like took off, like he booked. But I thought he was running because he saw me behind him. So I thought it was like funny. And I was like, Josh, ha, ha, ha. And he didn't say nothing like, beware, look behind you. He just booked, ran in the house, and then locked the door behind him. The thing is, he locked the door behind him.
I don't remember that.
No, he did. He locked the door behind him. So this is the thing. So I'm like, okay, what? Like, so I realized in that moment that no, he's not running because he had kind of like a look of terror. So I was like, I don't think he's running because of me. So then I proceed to turn, and then I see the pit bull running after both of us. And so I take off running, but I had these shoes on that I shouldn't even have had. And so it's kind of like, you know, those girls in those movies where it's like
horror thing where you turn looking, oh, you fall.
Yeah, exactly. And so I tripped over a tree stump.
Didn't get him.
And fell. And so, but the thing is, I never made it to the door, but if I had, I couldn't have got in anyway. So.
Sounds like something you would do.
Yeah, it is, because mom fussed at him and was like, why would you lock the door behind, and your sister is
We're
out.
gonna have to get her on this too.
I told you we're gonna have to bring her on the show. So anyway, so what happened was the dog attacked me from behind, and thank God, like it went to grab for my neck, and all I could say was God, it didn't like, it grazed my neck and really just like got the back of my shirt and ripped my shirt. And then mom came out. I'm telling you, mom came out like, dun, 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 dun. She was like my superhero that day. She came out, she had that broomstick and she was like swinging at that dog. Get off my child, get off. So she got the dog off, but I'm like, man, that was so, why would I wear those shoes? You know what I mean? Like, so needless to say, I never, ever wore those shoes again. I had on the right shoes. Yes.
I thought you were going to talk about the time you hit the mailbox.
Was that dumb? That, okay.
Or the time where Dad said,
Okay.
Don't be
Wait a minute, why are we all got so many? Everybody has comments on my.
Don't let the night light come on without you being home.
That's the one he's talking about. That's the same incident Ryan's talking about.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. Okay, so, okay, how much time do we have? Okay, let's make this quick. So anyway, I was running up the street. No, you were a little guy. You were like three. You were about 3. And I was walking Ryan up and down the neighborhood. We had just moved to Fredericksburg. And
no, that's not what I'm talking about.
What? The one with Anthony
with the short leg?
Yeah, that's the same incident. Yeah.
No one was with you.
No. You're not understanding. Before all that happened, how I met him was I was walking Ryan up and down the street. Okay. And then I ran in, he lived up the street. And so I saw him outside washing his car. He started talking to me, cute Puerto Rican guy. So I was like, flirting with him. And then Ryan was like, like little kids, like, come on. Like, he didn't want to just stand there and let me talk. So I got him home and just kind of like dumped him off in the front door. Hey, Mom, here's Ryan. And went back up the, what is that?
Legs, one was longer than the other. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying. That was his leg situation.
Oh my God. Josh, you are so special. I'm like, what is he doing? Like his legs. Okay, so he had one leg longer than the other. Anyway, so we had a rule in our house that you could not be outside when the street lights came on. And so I was, just basically flirting with this guy, talking with this guy, and the street lights were not on. They had been on for a long time. And I will never forget, that's when Mom had that black Hyundai Excel Dad had bought. And all I saw was like Josh was pedaling on his bike, like up the hill. And it's like everything happened in slow motion. And he was like, like, Dad is looking for, and as soon as he was talking, I saw that black Honda Excel back out of that driveway because Dad was like circling the neighborhood looking for me. And I didn't say, okay, I'll holler at you later. I didn't say nothing. I just took off. Like I blew past Josh. I took off and I was a track star. I used to run track back in those days. And I was gone and I was like running. And it was so dark, I couldn't really see in front of me. So the mailboxes were all lined up like at the end of everybody's driveway. And I had so much adrenaline just pumping through me because I was like, oh my God, if this man finds me outside, I was gone. Next thing I know, it went boom, I hit something. And it's like, I felt my whole face it was stung, like it just numb. But
you kept going.
I kept going like I stumbled because I hit something, but I literally mowed whatever I hit over. And I just kept going. And so anyway, the next day, I could not move, like the whole left side of my body was paralyzed. I was like, what the heck?
And the mailbox was doing the lean like Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal.
So the next day we went to school. We were going to the bus stop. And I looked and I saw I had literally almost uprooted the whole mailbox. It was like this. And I was like, oh my God. Like those you don't just
metal construction, everything was just ripped out from the firmament.
So So the person, the guy, his name was Justin. It was his house and his mailbox. So at the bus stop, he was going off because they thought a drunk driver hit their mailbox. And I was like, that is just such a shame. People these days, it was me.
So on the flip side, we were in the house and we noticed you weren't here. And Dad said, "Where is she?" And I said, "I don't know. Let me go see if I can find her for you real quick." And he said, "Let me get my keys." And so I was able to get my bicycle out and I was headed up. I was like, let me see if I can let her know that, I wouldn't end my life over, a misfooted individual. I would not call it all. I would not put it all on the line for him. He wasn't all that in my opinion anyway. So I went up there and told Tanya, and she left him. I forgot what he was saying. I don't remember what
mid-sentence
asked me, and I heard her going all the way down the thing because Tanya would run a little flat-footed, and so it was like clapping all the way down to the house, like, and like a massive applause because she was really moving. Until that brief mailbox incident, and then the clapping continued. So I mean, Tanya, it was quite amazing. I was amazed. The bike couldn't catch her.
Listen, I was gone. Do you hear me? I was like, this man, nah, nobody playing. So yeah. Anyway, that was a dumb. Yeah, that was dumb.
That was hilarious.
Anyway, y'all have made me laugh. Y'all have made me cry. I don't even know what to say about y'all. Anyway, another episode of Conversing with the Griffins. More to come. So stay tuned.